Hey, it's me, Melanie Baran with JL White Properties, myhomeinhouston.com, and we are still talking about terrible advice that people give to home buyers. Now, I don't mean to be mean to whoever gave you some of this terrible advice, but you need to make sure that you are listening to a real estate agent who is working in the field right now, not your best friend who has never owned a home, right? Like, these are just some things. If I am sick, I don't go listen to like my hairdresser who's great at my hair but is not a medical professional. So just things to know. Another piece of advice that I hear given all the time is to put everything on your repair request to the sellers. So let's talk about like what even that is. If you are buying a home here in Texas, typically you will do, and part of your contract will be an option period, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, something like that. And what that does is it allows you the time to get an inspection and then either ask for repairs, or if there's things you can't live with and the seller won't negotiate repairs with you, gives you the option to walk away. In the option period, and there's typically a fee associated with the option period, by the way, option period's not typically free, but in the option period, you typically will have an inspection, right? Because the first video in this series was the stupid advice that people give to not have an inspection. So you should have an inspection, and that video's like up here somewhere. And when you have that inspection, you're gonna get a list back of all the things that are quote unquote wrong with the house. They'll actually mark it as deficient. Here's the thing. If your report comes back perfect, the inspector was like never went to the house, because things like loose doorknobs or squeaky hinges go on this report. It is everything that is possibly wrong with this house. So with that, you could have a 15, 20, 30 page inspection report that doesn't have a lot of major items on it. I very rarely am going to recommend to a buyer that they ask for every nitpicky thing that is in that inspection report for the seller to fix it, like the squeaky door hinge. And let me tell you why. A real estate transaction is a transaction. It's a business deal, and it is a financial transaction, but it's also a transaction that has emotions attached to it. The seller, if you're the buyer in this situation, because this is terrible advice people give home buyers, the seller is a lot of times emotionally attached to that house. It's where they lived and all the thing, right? Had Christmas or whatever, and they're emotionally attached to it. A lot of times, if you put 30 things on that repair request, they're gonna get irritated, and they're not gonna do anything. They're gonna be like, this buyer is being ridiculous. I'm not doing any of this. Can you believe they asked for this, and 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 they asked me to change this light bulb, and they asked me blah, blah, blah. So typically, I'm not going to recommend to a buyer that they ask for everything that is marked as deficient on that report. Because again, deficient could be that a light bulb is out. That's not something that's going to keep that home from being safe for you to live in. A lot of times, I'm going to recommend to the buyer that they pick the few things, depending on how many are on that report, the few things that are the most significant, the few things that are their make or breaks, and then maybe a couple of other things to put on that inspection repair request that we're going to try and negotiate with the seller. If you put 30 things and you tick off the seller and they're not doing anything, you're either going to not get anything repaired, or you're going to have to walk away from that deal. If you put yourself in the seller's shoes a little bit, if you understand that it's going to be overwhelming to them and possibly offensive to them that you have asked for 30,000 things to be repaired, and you pick the ones that really, really matter, plus a couple of extras, that's gonna be you're gonna be much more likely to get the repairs that you need. Some people say, yeah, ask for everything, and the seller can just say no. I don't typically recommend that, because that's not taking into account the seller's perspective. And this is a transaction where you have two sides of a deal that are going to have to agree and work together to come together on something. So that's my 2 cents, and my advice is don't ask for everything. Pick the things that are really deal breakers for you, plus a couple of other things. And when you add a couple of other things, if the seller says, hey, we're not going to do all of this, you can say, okay, let's drop these ones, and these are the ones that are really important to me. It gives you a little bit of room, because you've asked for more than you really need, and if you get all of them, great. But if you don't, you still have some wiggle room to work with them and get the things that you need. Bad advice to a buyer, in my opinion, is to ask for anything and everything that is on the inspection report to be repaired, because the seller is not going to want to dump $200 on little individual $5, $10 things when they're walking away from this house. And a lot of times those little things are like normal wear and tear, not something that's broken or unsafe. You want to really look at what is broken, what is non-functional, what is not safe. Ask for those things, not, again, I know I keep going back to it, but that's because I thought it was hilarious that it was on the report, was that like the door hinge was squeaky. So I hope that this helps. Make sure that you stay tuned for this whole series on terrible advice people give to home buyers. If you're a home buyer or a home seller and you have questions or comments, or you're here, especially if you're here in the Houston area, I would love to talk to you. Make sure that you leave a question or a comment, or my email address and all that is in the description of this video. So I'm Melanie Baran with JL Wyatt Properties, and I hope something really great happens to you today.